Hi all and welcome to our new KCC channel here on YouTube. As I said on the other video, extraordinary times call for extraordinary measures, and here we are looking at my funny face. On this channel we'll be posting a variety of messages, some informational, some seeking to inspire, but all aiming to try and find ways in which we can walk with Jesus to transform lives. These first two videos are entitled In the Midst, and as I said in the other video, I want to offer a bit of both. In that first video, we looked at practical information and ways in which we as a church can support you, or a way in which you can support each other and the wider world. If you wanted that video, go and see the other one. In this second video, I want to draw our focus, our attention to God in the midst. In this video, I want to speak about how God is in the midst for us all, how God is present with you right now. And many of us are extremely busy, either because we're key workers or we're trying to get ourselves and our families ready for the coming days and weeks ahead. For many, they are frightened or uncertain of what the future will hold for them. And while the government are seeking to take steps to alleviate this distress with financial and emergency measures, the constant, often relentless stream of information can itself be overwhelming. On Monday at lunchtime, Laura took me out for lunch and she said, "Matt, are you worried? Are you stressed?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm doing okay." Literally a few hours later, I felt that slip into worry and distress myself. So easy, isn't it, for each of us, for that to happen? And I'm sure many of us, all of us, perhaps have felt distressed in these last few days. But over these past few days, I, like many of you, have been working hard to get things sorted and ready. And I've found that I've been able to go so far and then somehow kind of hit some form of wall. Emotional wall maybe, physical wall, just capacity wall maybe. And I've known that I needed to stop and to rest. I can't imagine, just can't imagine how exhausted our teachers, how our NHS workers are feeling as they seek to carry on as all those around them are falling ill. I've had times of struggle to sleep this week, as well as pinging awake early in the morning, wanting to begin working at some ridiculous hour. Yet, in the midst of all of this, God's been reminding me that He is always with me. He will never leave me. And this is the truth for you as well. So what I want to do in these moments is I want to read some scripture. I want to offer a thought on the back of it. And I want to point you to a song, if you want it, that I found helpful for myself. The passage of scripture that I want to read out is Psalm 46. So let me read that for you now from the NIV. It says, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth gives way and the mountains fall into the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam and the mountains quake with their surging. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy place where the Most High dwells. God is with her. She will not fall. God will help her at the break of day. Nations are in uproar. Kingdoms fall. He lifts his voice. The earth melts. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. Come and see the works of the Lord, the desolations he has brought on earth. He makes wars cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow, and shatters the spear. He burns the shields with fire. Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress." Familiar psalm to many, and one I hope that you've benefited from drawing on before. And while this whole psalm that we've read is potent with meaning and depth, if you let me, I want to draw your attention to verse 10, which begins with this line: "Be still and know that I am God." I don't know about you, but being still isn't easy, especially not in the midst of all that we've been handling and dealing with as we seek to care for others and care for ourselves. We often think that we will do the being still later, like a time in the future once we've got all the activity out of the way. And while that is true, I want to encourage each of us to recognise that actually our physical limits only go so far. And I want to encourage you to, or remind you, that it's really good for us to work out of a place of rest. So in this brief moment now, I want to encourage you to pursue that rest and take some time as I draw your attention to what it is that I want to point our attention to. What I want to draw your attention to is this idea of knowing that I am is God. In the ancient world, they called him Elohim, or later Yahweh. And it's this understanding of God who's dynamically self-existing, not only back in time, but also in this present moment with you and with me. That God is here. That God is here. That God is near with each of us. It's the stopping. It's the recognizing that God is the great I am in the midst of all that is happening around us and in us that we need at a time like this. That God is present, like a loving father, perhaps with his arm around your shoulder, guiding you. Or like a mother, sitting you on their lap for a cuddle. Or maybe like a friend who comes and knocks at your door, especially in self-isolation. The one who is able to come to your door and ask, can he come in? And he wants to come in and spend time with you. I want to encourage you to pause, to take a moment to stop. Take a moment to answer the front door of your heart and mind. To let that knowing, that head knowledge, move to a deeper sense of understanding that we call revelation. That is really knowing that He is God. Proverbs 3:5-6 says it like this: "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your paths straight." I know that I need to trust God afresh. I need to not lean on my own understanding. And I want to boldly say that it's what I think you need to do today as well. So I want to offer you a song to go away and find on YouTube. It's by a guy called Will Reagan and the United Pursuit Band. And the song is called In the Quiet. It's a song that I've been drawn to over these last few days, when I have felt overwhelmed, when I have felt exhausted, when I have felt like I have reached capacity of mental and emotional space. And I want to suggest that you, after watching this video, go and find a space that you can be quiet. Maybe it's lying on your bed. Maybe it's sitting on the loo. Maybe it's whatever, just a space that you can take 5 minutes. I know you're super busy, but just 5 minutes. Perhaps you should read the psalm again. Psalm 46 it was. Or if you haven't got long enough for that, maybe the Proverbs. Proverbs 3 verses 5-6. You pick. Then read it and then pause after it. Pause and let the words that you've read kind of break through the noise that surrounds you at the moment. Let the words of God being in the midst draw you to himself, draw you almost to a secret place, a private place, a private moment between you and God. Take some precious moments to rest in that truth, that while we don't know a lot of what is happening in the days to come, while we're filled with all those sorts of uncertainty, that God is the great I am, and that he offers to be with you through it all. Then when you're ready to consider others and begin to exit that secret place, you can begin to think about and pray for those that you know and care about. Speak a blessing over them, that they would know that God is with them. Maybe you can take practical steps. Maybe you could ring those people. Let them know that you're praying for them, if it's appropriate. But also maybe you can show that to your family, to members of the church, or to your neighbours. You can show that love through ringing them, just being present in their lives, that you can be in the midst as God is in the midst with you. I hope that's been useful. I hope you do take a moment, some time, just to see and encounter God in the midst of all that you're facing. We're here for you. We want to support you. Make connection with us if we can help in any ways. And I do hope that you can join us this Sunday at 10:30 through Zoom or through the other videos that we're sharing in the days to come, or through Church Week when we send out our emails. Blessings to you all, praying for you. I hope you're keeping well and keeping safe.